We're live.
Welcome back, Alchemist. You made it to the 52 Real Estate Wealth Principles. Hey, you guys know somebody's got your money, right? That's not right, but it is right. Everyone's telling you, save for a rainy day. But you know what? We at Alchemist Nation, we're not everyone, we're not everybody. We're Alchemist Nation. So we never save for a rainy day. That's not how you create income, right? Our leader, Walter Amarello, gives us the answers every week here at Alchemist Nation. So it's time to take notes and take your actions for your happiness and success. In the blue corner, we have the person that's got your money. And in the red corner, we have the man that has the answers for creating income. So let's get ready for money. The man, the myth, the legend that builds millionaires, Walter Amarello.
Let's give it up for Stephen Bieber. I feel like those introductions are getting longer. We're gonna have to pull that back a little. There's a lot of excitement. Stephen, if you don't know who he is, he's been helping us with our avatars, which is going to be an interesting conversation today. Hands to the camera if you do want to make more money this year. If that is one of your commitments, you're dedicated. Hands to the camera if you're truly dedicated to making more money this year. Awesome. Hands to the camera if you're willing to do it passively with less work, less hours put into the business. Awesome. They call us lazy outside. They call us crazy outside. But inside Alchemist Nation, we know a secret that other people don't. And the secret is that if you set yourself up properly, like Mitch Jaworski's always saying, organize and collect, then you can earn massive passive income, just like Mike Shine is always telling us, the keeper of the books, who, by the way, is on a cruise today with Esther Hicks and Abraham Hicks. So let's give Mike Shine, Mitch Jaworski, and Doug McGurk a big round of applause. They've been running this community for a long time now. And Stephen Bieber is a new addition, another coach who's helping us reach our goals. Now, if you've been a part of the 52 Weeks to Wealth, you know we've been doing this now for 4 years. Wealth Principle 7 and Wealth Principle 8 are powerful principles that have followed the previous ones. Now, if you've been in this for more than 4 years, or for the full 4 years, put your hands to the camera. Where are our OGs at? Awesome. Excellent. Melanie Santos is an OG as well. Let's give our OGs a big round of applause. If you've been here for 3 years, 2 years, or this is your first year, let's give you a round of applause. You're committed, just like the rest of us. Now, the principles didn't just come out of nowhere. These principles are in every book that you've ever read about success. They're in every real estate book. They're in every business book. They're also in mindset books. Hence the camp if you believe the mindset has a lot to do with your success. If how you think dictates what you do, and if what you do dictates your results, then your mindset truly is the one thing that you have to focus on. How we think and what we believe about our lives is what we're going to create for ourselves. So before we dive into Wealth Principle 1, Wealth Principle 7, which is who has your money, I first want you to commit and write down on a piece of paper that you will hit your goals this year, that you will do whatever it takes as long as it's moral, ethical, and legal, because those are requirements for success. And if you think that you don't have to do things morally, ethically, and legally, well, then you might want to just log off this call, because we are not interested in having you in our community. Hands camp, if we understand, we do things morally, ethically, legally. Throw those hands up. Awesome. We're in this together. So the idea of making $1 million in 6 months is something that I was recently asked, can it be done? And the answer truly is yes. But it only happens if you follow Wealth Principle 7. Now, obviously, Wealth Principle 1 is necessary. Who here believes they can make $1 million in a year, in 6 months, in 3 months? Excellent. Now, I have done it. I have made $1.4 million in $1.5 million in a 3-month period, from point of start to point of close and acquisition of the property. This was a condo complex. This was an $840,000 investment. Hands to camera if you've heard of this deal before. Familiar with what I did? Hands to camera if you're one of my investors invested in this deal. I see Manny's on the call. That's why I'm saying it. Let's give Manny and Raj, his wife, a round of applause. They were some of our investors who helped us close this deal. So we did this. It was $840,000, 24 condos. On the day of closing, the whole portfolio was evaluated at $2.4 million. $2.4 million on the day of closing. It took us 30 days to lock down the deal, another 60 days to raise the capital and bring in the partners, and then we closed. And when we closed, after 90 days, we had earned $1.5 million tax-free, because it was earned in the form of equity. Hands to the camera if you're committed to doing deals like this. Excellent. They're not all going to look exactly like that. You may buy a $5 million property for $4 million. It still makes you a millionaire in a single year. Hands to the camera if you're okay with putting $1 million of equity into your pocket. Excellent. Hence, care if you're okay with not paying taxes on $1 million of equity that you're earning money on. Hell yeah. Look, we are not, Alchemist Nation is not about buying Ferraris and Lambos. We're about never having to work. We're about legacy for our children. We're about $10,000 passive income that cannot be stopped. And then expanding beyond that, having the financial freedom, do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want. Hence, Camp, I got your attention. We're ready to dive into Wealth Principle 7. Awesome. All right. So this principle obviously came from Grant Cardone. If you've ever heard of Uncle G, the 10X tribe, you understand he always says one thing. He says, who has my money? He's known for this gritty voice, getting this excitement around who has my money. And what it is not as greedy as it sounds. It's actually very curious. It's very interested in the human being itself, in the person who he's going to serve. Now, another way to look at this is like Stephen Beaver talks about all the time is your avatar. Who is my ideal client? Who is the person who has the problem that I solve? If you're a real estate investor, you solve two problems. One, housing. Maybe there's somebody who needs a house. And so we solve that problem by buying an asset or building an asset and then putting somebody into that asset. The other problem we solve is typically the assets we're buying are in the hands of somebody who doesn't like them anymore. Who here's heard of motivated sellers? They're burned out. They're tired. They're disgusted with the property. They got tenants, toilets, problems. They're like, I want out of this. So we're solving their problem by acquiring it. Now, the fact that we get it at a discount, well, that helps us make the tenants' lives a lot better. Who here reinvests in their properties if they make a good deal? And if you reinvest, hell yeah, cash flow. The easiest way to get cash flow is to fix what you already own. My mentor is a big landlord in the city I grew up in. And what he told me recently, he said, man, like all these suckers buying real estate right now, they don't have a clue. The people who are making money right now are those of us who bought property 4 years ago, who bought property 3 years ago, who bought property 2 years ago, because we're just fixing what we already own. We're not looking at the grass on the other side. We're fixing and cultivating the grass that we have. That we're just watering our own grass. We're planting our own seeds. Now, if you're a real estate agent or an investor and you're thinking, well, I want to expand, I want to grow more. How can I sell real estate to people with, you're telling me I shouldn't be buying real estate? That's not what I said. What I'm saying is the people who are making money are the people who bought real estate 4 years ago. Hands to camera if you caught that. It's people who bought real estate 4 years ago. People who bought real estate 3 years ago, 2 years ago, who are fixing and maintaining what they own, reinvesting. Rents went up 22% this year. 22% this year. I'm behind on rent increases by 22%. I usually do a 10% rent increase. I have for the last 4 years, 10% every year. My tenants complain every single year. Every single year I've been behind on rents because the year before they went up 17%. Hence, if you understand, own the property, manage it well, increase rents. There's value within the real estate. So who has your money? Let's dive into this a little deeper. When you figure out who has your money, you can find more time to spend with them. When you figure out who has your money, you're no longer hunting. You can start setting a trap. You can start setting some bait out there. You can start creating a magnet or a lead magnet, as we call it in the marketing business. Who here would love clients to come to you? Who would love deals just to come to you? Who would love it when money just flows to you? That's much better. And that comes from understanding who your client is, who has your money, what they're looking for. And the only reason your money is in the hands of another person is because you have not compelled them to hand it to you yet. It's your money, though. It's very important for you to recognize if you have a product or a service or an offering that is ideal for them. Let's say you're looking to raise capital. Where my capital raises at? Hands can if you're looking to raise capital this year, looking to help others invest their money into your deals. Excellent. So those people who have your money are the people who also want you to have their money. They want their money in your pocket so that you can make it grow. If you're a capital raiser, that's the truth. They want you to make their money grow just as much as you want to make their money grow. Hence, camera, if you understand, they want it just as bad as you. You're not compelling anyone. You're not sneaking or tricking anyone. You're not manipulating anyone. You're not persuading anyone. You're just letting the right person know that you got the thing that they've been looking for. Because I'm telling you, when I've got too much money sitting in my pocket, I want it invested. I want it invested in the right deals. I want to invest with the right person. I want to invest with somebody who's going to make it work harder than I could make it work. Hence, if you're committed to making money work hard for your partners, your investors, excellent, your lenders, very cool. So another form of who has my money is possibly these motivated sellers. Why would they give you all of this juicy equity, right? Like these motivated sellers are technically rich on paper. Like they've got all this equity, which is what you're buying. True or true? Hands the camera. If you're buying their property because there's equity inside the property, right? There's cash flow inside the property. There's an opportunity to raise rents. There's an opportunity for you to get the difference of what you paid for it and what the market would pay for it. There's juice in there. There's equity. So they're rich. They just have a problem. They can't tap that equity. They can't get at it. It's not solving their life problems. And so you come in with solutions like, I'll acquire the property. I'll take it over. Maybe they can't make the mortgage payment, or maybe they don't want to maintain the property. Thanks, if you've run into any of these when you're working with motivated sellers, you're familiar with this process. They have your money. They have your equity. And if you dial in and understand how they think, you're going to do much better. So every week we do exercises. If you're familiar with the exercise that we do each week so we can take action. Awesome. So we're going to do that. 5 steps, 5 ways to identify who has your money. So pull out a pen and paper. If you already got one, cool. You're smart. You came prepared. If you don't already have one, you need to get a piece of paper because you're not going to remember this otherwise. Step 1, identify the goals and values of your ideal client, the person who has your money. Identify the goals and values. Their values. What is important to them? Is it family? Is it speed? Is it return on investment? Is it just understanding, knowing so that they can go and do something? Some people need all the information in order to make a decision. Some people just need to trust you in order to make a decision. Some people need to see the numbers in order to make a decision. Some people need to know how it's going to impact their family before they make a decision. So step 1, identify the values and the goals that are inherent to your ideal client. And they're going to be very similar. The same people have the same thoughts, same values. And it's important for you to understand what 4 or which of the 4 are going to hit them the best. Take a few seconds, write those down. Number 2, find their information sources. Where is the person who has your money getting their information from? Are they getting it from TikTok? Are they getting it from Instagram? Are they getting it from Facebook? Are they getting it from LinkedIn? Are they getting it from Google? Are they getting it from work? Are they getting it from the CNN? Where are they getting their information? And you want to make sure that you are getting the same information that they're getting. You want to be on the same page. Communicate with them, right? The same way they're being communicated with the world, you want to sound like that so it makes it easier for you to work with them. Number 3, write down the demographics. Figure it out. What are the demographics? For me, when I was finding motivated sellers in Fall River, I would go and I would look for the typical signs of motivation. They own the house more than 7 years. They're 55 years or older. They've got a paid off mortgage or very low equity, very high equity in the property, very low mortgage left. These were signs that this person might sell at a discount. They've been in the house. Again, I'll say it one more time, been in the house more than 7 years. They're in a high equity position. They are over 55 years old. Typical signs. Another sign, they're divorcing, right? They've been married for 7 years. If they've been married for 7 years, that's a sign that the 7-year itch is going to hit and they may be going through divorce. If somebody recently died, if an owner died in the property, that's another sign. Probate. If somebody is not short selling, but if somebody's pre-foreclosed, they're not making their payments, there's another sign. And so if you understand the demographics, most of this is pretty brutal, right? But these are demographics that we as real estate investors have to know. Let me go with capital raising. Here's a more fun one. Capital raising. If you're looking for money, looking for people who have money, go to where money is being spent. That is very obvious, right? If money is being spent, big dollar amounts, there's people with money who like to make the money move. Places that have money moving would be yacht clubs or golf courses, or you can go to charity events. Charity events are fantastic. I love charity events because we're all giving, we're giving. And you know who goes to places to give? People who have money to give, who have an abundance mindset, who have income coming in, who have assets just sitting there that they've got to do something with and might as well do something that feels good. Hence, if we understand, this is the same type of work we're doing. We're also looking for people who are 55 plus. I generally don't borrow or work with people who are less than that, although I've worked with a few people in their 40s because they're hustlers. These are generally married people with 2 kids. For some reason, the people who do well in life seem to be married and have children. It's just one of those signs that their success is inevitable. Another one is their job title, right? They're an attorney, they're a doctor, they're an engineer, they're a business owner, an entrepreneur. Typically they own a single family house its valuation is over $500,000. These are like simple demographics for you to go and find somebody. Hence, if this is helpful for you, if you're a capital raiser thinking, okay, this is good. Step 4, list challenges and pain points. Why Are they suffering? What is their pain? What is stopping them from moving forward? What is stopping them? So that's number 4. List their challenges and pain points. If you can speak to their pain and help them speak in a language that lets them know that the pain is real, like acknowledge their pain, and then show them a way to get out of their pain, or at least offer a solution to get out of their pain. You don't have to tell them what the solution is, by the way. Don't do that. That's silly. Don't tell them, I'm going to buy your house. Tell them, look, there is a solution. Let's set up a call. Let's have a conversation. Let me get to know a little bit more about you. Number 5, identify potential objections. What objections might they have? Probably they don't know you. Probably they don't understand the investment or the deal that you're doing, or probably that their spouse, won't be on board. So you got to make sure the spouse is on board. Those are like basic objections. The money, will I get my money back, or will I get my money at all? Or I don't have the money. Depends on if you're in sales. So understand these 5 components to your avatar. And then step number 6. Step 6 is, bonus. This is AlchemistNation, right? AlchemistNation, we're going to give you a bonus here. Build a lead magnet that draws them in based on those 5 steps, based on those 5 components. For us, we use live events or virtual events. We use education on their pain and on their problem. We have used education for the last 6 years to identify and draw in our avatar. We use social media, but mostly we do live events. Hands can if you've ever been on some sort of live event that I've run that educated you on something. And then shortly thereafter, you invested money with me on some level. Hands can if you've ever handed money to me. Anybody? All of you? Every single one of you on the screen, isn't it? Awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. So if you're new to this and you're seeing all these people on the screen, these are people who have paid us for mentorship, for our mastermind, for our event in a box, for Alchemist Connect, for our recession-proof challenge. These are people who believe in Alchemist Nation so much so that they've actually invested. These are people who've invested in some of our real estate dealings with South Coast Capital. This is a community that has invested with us because of one thing. We know who has our money. Hands to the camera if you now know who has your money and you're committed to spending more time with them. Awesome. Excellent. Let's shift to number 2. Don't save for, sorry, not number 2. It's principle number 8. Don't save for a rainy day. Save to invest. See, if we save for a rainy day, it goes back to the philosophy of what you think about, you bring about. What you focus on expands, and what you track, you get more of. So if we're thinking about the problems, if we're thinking about the issues, if we're thinking about how things could go wrong, guess what we'll get more of? We'll ensure that things go wrong, that we experience more problems, that we have lack in our lives. So what we do is we don't save for a rainy day, we save for investment. So Ron and I have an account. It's just our reserve account. And the reserve account is not designed for rainy days. It is not a rainy day fund. We don't have a rainy day fund. You know what we have? Credit. If shit goes sideways, we didn't see it coming. We've got credit. We're going to borrow money if shit goes sideways. But for the most part, our company runs pretty damn smooth and things work out pretty well because we're focused on constantly improving and investing in things that make sure things run smoothly, because that's where our focus is. That's what we attract. So for you, when you're thinking about the money you're putting aside, think about this. We have $250,000, no matter what, untouchable money. $250,000 just sits there. It's designed to make leveraging money easier, to borrow money easier. That money cannot be touched. If we're behind on the bills, that money cannot be touched. If there's an investment opportunity, that money cannot be touched. We must find a way to go and leverage something else in order to level up. Hands to the camera if you have had a certain amount of money in the bank account for a long period of time and you wish it was bigger. You can't seem to get past a certain number, right? You have a little more for a little while and you go right back down to your number. You go right back down to that bottom line. Hands to camera if you're tired of it, sick and tired of it. It's bullshit. You're done with it. You want to get past that. You want to continuously keep growing up. Well, the only way you're going to do that is first you got to believe and think about it and start talking about that to yourself. Start putting plans into place to keep stacking that number, to have a new bottom line every year, to keep leveling that up. Even if it's an extra $5,000 or an extra $10,000, just it's got to be an account that just sits there and does nothing. Now I'm telling you this because it's important. If you have $10,000, that's all you have to your name. There is no level of investment that you can make to make yourself a millionaire, other than the connection it takes to get there. Because at that level of brokenness, at $10,000 net worth, there's literally nothing you can do. There's no, you can't put it into a stock and the stock goes, I mean, if the stock went up 1,000 times, cool. Yeah, You become a millionaire. Hence, can't you understand that shit doesn't happen? It just doesn't happen. You can't time it. You don't know what's going to happen. Same in crypto. The odds of a crypto going up 1,000 times, slim to none. Did it work for a few people? Yes. Those are the unicorns. Those are the exception. They didn't know it was going to happen. Everybody thinks it's going to work, but it doesn't. So if you get $10,000, the best investment you can make truly is in your network or in your skills to build a network. In the skills to build a network. Because if you can build a network, if you can get a continuous network of the right clients, it's a game changer. Your entire life will change. That's the skill that we acquired here. Whenever I want capital, I can just call my people. I got to shoot a text to my people. Hence, Cam, if you had the money, you would invest in one of our deals. If it paid well and you had the money sitting there, you'd be interested in investing. Give yourselves a round of applause. It's cool. I appreciate you. Thank you. I would also love to work with you if you had the money and if I had a deal that was sweet enough to bring other people in. That's because I built a network. I built a series of relationships. Alchemist Nation, this year, we've got a new tightening on our strategy. It's to help your people not save for a rainy day, but to invest with you. We want to build you a network so that you're teaching what we're teaching here on Wealth Principle 8, showing your friends and family to stop thinking about rainy days, showing your friends and family to stop thinking about and creating bad opportunities, showing your friends and family and your coworkers, the people around you, how to think with the mindset of abundance, and showing them that you can be trusted with their money when they have money to invest. That's our big commitment to this community, is to, one, show you how to get the deals, two, show you how to get the opportunities, the partners who can do the deals for you, and three, show you how to raise the capital. And the secret to doing all of this is teaching you how to build a network. Hands to the camera if you had 100 millionaires in your network, in your location, you would be unstoppable. There's nothing you couldn't do. Absolutely. So I want you, when you look at the logo, when you think about what we're doing here, it's not about me building 100 millionaires anymore, because we've already built 24. I'll finish this off by the end of the year. It's about you building your 100 millionaires who will invest in your projects, who will invest in your cities, who will invest in your ideas, who will also be so thankful that you came this way, because you're changing something in the world and you're changing their financial future. Who here would be okay with committing to building 100 millionaires? Who knows the rewards on the other side of that would be amazing? Absolutely. All it takes, let's say you find somebody with $250,000. This is the easiest way to build a millionaire. $250,000, and you're offering them 20% internal rate of return. Over 5 years, they've doubled their money. Over 10 years, they've doubled their money again. They've become a millionaire. It takes 10 years to build a millionaire using syndication. Hands can if you could do that for somebody who has $250,000. Absolutely. Of course you could. If you're investing, if you're an agent, well, then just help a few people buy enough real estate. It could be done in 3-4 deals. Hands can real estate agents, if you could just get somebody $1 million worth of equity and that would make them a millionaire, right? Our real estate agents know how to do it. Our capital raisers know how to do it. Our wholesalers, if you bring enough deals to our investors, you'll see that they'll become millionaires. Again, 3 to 4 deals, 5 deals tops, if they were the right size deals. Hence the camera if you know you could do this. If it would make you a millionaire if you did it with enough people, right? Let's be real. You raise capital, you raise $250,000 from 100 people. That's $250 million. You're probably going to become a millionaire. Hands to camera if you understand. The math is simple. You can't beat this math. You cannot beat this math. This will work in your life. This will help you help more people. Right? Raising $25 million, like only a fool could not become a millionaire with that much money. And that would help you buy $100 million worth of property. The acquisition fees. Anybody know the acquisition fee on $100 million? That's $1 million at one point. That's $1 million on 1%. If you get a 1% acquisition fee, but the standard is 1 or 2, 1.5 or 2% on an acquisition fee. I don't want to make you think too big right now, because I know big thinking can destroy people and make them, not go take the right actions. Remember, I wrote the book Broke to $250,000 because I believe in the first $250,000. But you got to know there's another $250,000 coming right after. The first one's a bitch. The second one's inevitable. Don't save for a rainy day, and don't let your friends save for a rainy day. Save to invest. Show your friends how to save to invest. Have this conversation with somebody today. If you're on Facebook, go and do a Facebook Live. Right? If you're scared of Facebook Live, just be like, look, do it. Just jump on and say, hey, look, I realized today, I've been saving for a rainy day and I created bad times in my life. And then I shifted it and I started saving to invest and I created investments in my life. Here's a weird philosophy that I was reminded of today. If I save for a rainy day, I'll get rainy days. If I save to invest, I'll get investments. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, whatever you think about is what you're going to bring about. Hence, if you're committed to thinking positively about your money and finding ways to make your deals work, finding ways to make your investors money, finding ways to help your sellers, your motivated sellers, put their properties into your pocket. Excellent. So we've got a opportunity coming up. It is the Recession Proof Challenge. This happens every single month. It's 21 days where we focus on building your 100 millionaires. Now, you don't have to build the 100 millionaires. Sometimes in the Recession Proof Challenge, I actually show you how to attract 100 already pre-existing millionaires. Hence, if that'd be valuable to you. 100 pre-existing millionaires. Excellent. So if you haven't already joined the challenge, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you have joined the challenge, you understand the philosophy that we use using all of our technology to build millionaires and to attract millionaires. It's simple. We go on MLS. Hence, if you'd be interested to find out how we do this. I mean, today is who's got your money. So I got to show you who's got your money, right? I got to break this down. We go into MLS. If you're a licensed agent, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, well, call your licensed agent and ask them to do this. And then we look for properties or investments that are worth more than $1 million. And then we pull the list of every single owner in your city who owns a property that's worth more than $1 million and has an equity position of at least $1 million in it. And if they own multiple properties, then we're looking at that as well. We just go based on the owner's address, the PO box that all the stuff's going to. I don't care about LLCs. I don't care about trust. I don't care about their name. I look for owner address because that's where all the checks go to. Hence, if you understand, this is how you find the millionaires in your market. And then using our software, we'll shoot them a text that says, "Hi, I'm so impressed with what you've accomplished. My name is insert name. I would love to take you out to lunch. Would you be free this week? What day would you be free this week?" And it goes on a drip campaign. It sends it out to 100, 200 millionaires. And it just sends out 5 texts a day, 5 millionaires a day. This way you don't get overwhelmed. Hence, if you understand, you don't want to send that text out to 200 people. It would be overwhelming. So even if it took you 30 days or 60 days to do this, you'd be going on lunch every single day with millionaires. Hence, if you could make money, if you went on lunch every day with a millionaire, every day with a millionaire, you'd make money. True or true? Excellent. If you can't make money going to lunch with 100 millionaires, you need to sign up for like one of Grant Cardone's programs or something. I don't know how to save you. You need sales, you need conversion. So the 100%, the 100 millionaires, this concept, the only reason you wouldn't be successful is if you didn't show up to lunch. I take it back. If you didn't show up, you could be unsuccessful. Hence, if you're committed to showing up, it's part of success. Excellent. So this strategy, we talk about how to do it in the Recession Proof Challenge. The Recession Proof Challenge is not free, but it's also not $10,000. So don't worry about it. You can afford it. Don't tell me you don't have the money to do it, because you can tell me you don't like my hair, right? You can tell me you don't like my beard. You can tell me you don't like the crooked teeth, but don't tell me that you don't have $97 to invest to build yourself 100 millionaires. And again, I'm not selling a coaching program. This is a challenge. I'll be in it with you every single day. It's an offer. It's an opportunity for you to become one of the millionaires that we're building this year. Hence, if you know I'm building 100 millionaires, that means I've got 66 left to go. I've already built 24. My beautiful millionaires, let's give them all a round of applause. My beautiful, sexy millionaires in Alchemist Nation. They're paying it forward. They're helping you. If you're in Alchemist Nation, you've met one of them and they have supported you on some level, because these people care about helping other people. They can't help it. It's who they are. It's who we attracted, right? Because they're like attracts like. They're amazing souls. And each one of them is dedicated to serving others. So it's becoming easier for me to hit the initial mission of building 100 millionaires. I thought it would take 5 years, but I think I'm going to do it in 4. Who here has hit their goals earlier than you thought you could? Who's set the bar a little too low for yourself in the past? You thought it was going to take this long and you got it done here. That's because you're different from other people. And I'm not telling you something that you don't already know. I'm not telling you something that hasn't already made itself clear to you, but you are different from other people. That's why you're in an event or in a group that talks about becoming millionaires. It talks about doubling their income, doubling their net worth, because you believe that you are on some level, and don't take this the wrong way, but you know that you're better than other people at a certain thing. There's a certain thing that you know you're better at, and that is taking in information, recognizing patterns, and then taking right action. That's one of your gifts. You have the ability to process what other people are doing and getting ahead of them. Hence, again, if you've noticed this about yourself, you see patterns, you acknowledge, you can see things almost like foretelling the future. You know, people want it. You have a desire to go create it. You're a natural problem solver. That's one of the requirements to being successful, is this belief in self. It starts up here. It starts in you believing in you. And because you already have that, the next step is required. There has to be a fear of going backwards. There has to be, you have to be deathly afraid of falling backwards or becoming smaller or less than you already were. You must constantly be focused on the growth, because you never want to go back to where you came from. Hence, if you've had a rough past and you don't want to go back, you know what it's like to have no money, know what it's like to not have options. So that is required to keep you moving forward, because people will move towards gain and they'll move away from pain. So if you have both, it creates like a magnetic rail that drives you towards success. And the third component that is necessary is you must tell everyone how you solve problems. You must tell everyone who is your ideal avatar, who has your money, how you solve the problem that they're facing. You must understand the problem well enough to do that. And you must talk about the problem all the time in front of the right people. And then all the people who don't have your money, you got to ask them who they know who might have your money. You got to ask them for your referral. Ask them for referrals. Don't be afraid to ask your friends, look, I know you're never going to buy a house from me. I know you're never going to sell me your house at a discount, but who do you know who might? Who do you know who might be in connection? Look, I know you're broke as shit. I know you ain't got no money, but who do you know who might have some capital, who could invest in one of our deals? Hence, if you could have these conversations, and it would be a game changer. If you got the first two steps, you believe you're special, you believe you're somebody important, you believe you're the one in your family to change your family's trajectory, right? If you believe that, and you believe that you are not going back, there's no way you'll ever have less, you're only going to keep growing, then the third step is really just to communicate to the people who have your money and tell them, don't save for a rainy day, save to invest. You yourself must not save for a rainy day. You must save to invest, please. I've had so many conversations with people in the past who are like, well, I'm saving that money just in case. Fucking just in case what? Don't attract just in case to me. I don't want just in case my life. Just in case a good deal comes up. All right, okay. You know, I understand that, but just in case a good deal comes up, that's why I'm talking to other people. In case another good deal comes up, I got commitments from all my friends just in case a good deal comes up. I'm not reliant upon the cash reserves that I require for the bank to be satisfied with me. You must have money in the bank for the bank to be satisfied. Who has ever tried to get a loan when you didn't have money? Anybody ever try that? Fucking funny, isn't it? Like, oh, I don't have money. The bank won't lend me money. When you have a ton of money, guess what? The bank will lend you a ton of money. You're not risky anymore. You must have money in the bank. It sounds crazy. You must, but it cannot be for a rainy day, because then you create rainy days. Hence, if you're committed to only sunshine, good days. Look, I don't preach positivity. I preach right thinking, right? Think truth, think right. Your life is abundant. The universe is abundant. There are good things happening to you every day. There's a good or a negative. Like, you could look at it either way. Choose the truth. The truth is that you're growing. Choose the truth. The truth is you're still alive. And if you're still alive, then there's a chance that you could solve the problem. Hence, if you solved problems in your past, complex problems other people looked at and said, that's impossible, but you found a way. So you got proof that you are different. You've got proof that you are the one. You got proof that you can make it happen. So Wealth Principle 7, Wealth Principle 8, these are fun for me because they're what AlchemistNation is all about. It is about focusing on the right people. It is about spending time with the right people. Next week, we're going to talk about Wealth Principle 9 and Wealth Principle 10. Wealth Principle 9 is track and focus on your net worth, because what your net worth creates is the ability to passively invest. With $1 million, you could take $1 million, invest it at 12%, make $100,000 a year, passive income, never have to think about it again. If you don't have $1 million, you don't have that option. Hands the camera if you've ever not had $1 million, you know exactly what I'm talking about, not having that option. If you've ever been not rich, hands the camera if you've ever not had 10,000 passive income coming in, so you know what that's like, right? So having $1 million to invest in a 12% return on investment means options. It means life changes. That's my suggestion. Get that step, like get that done. But in order to get there, first you have to earn 6 figures. First, you have to earn that first 100,000, because without that first 100,000, it's really hard to get to that million. And it's not about a money thing. It's really about a belief thing, because that first 100,000 makes you believe that you're better than other people. And I don't mean better. Like, again, every human being is great. You are perfect the way you are. Every single person who earns whatever you earn is beautiful, sexy, perfect the way you are. But If you believe that you're capable of making more money, when you start believing you're better at the money game than other people, you start becoming better at the money game than other people. Hence, care if you understand how that works. It's not about, look, I'm not better than anybody except for at the money game. I'm not better than anybody except for at the high five game. You come to me with a high five, we will not miss. I guarantee you. Hence, if you've ever seen people miss a high five, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, they're like, it misses. I practice high fives for a living. It is my life's mission to always nail the high five when we do a high five. If I miss, you immediately will get another high five. True or true? Who's seen this before? Shit, most of you never even see me miss, have you? There are a couple things that nobody can beat me at. And I'm adding to that list every day. Hence, if you're committed to adding to your list of things that you are superior in, things that you know you do better. Nobody on the planet can make Dorina laugh as many times as I do, in the way that I do. That is a gift that I have culled and created. Nobody understands you and this community the way that I do. That is my intention, to understand you and your success and your goals better than anybody else, which is why we stay in touch, which is why I keep inviting you back here, which is why I keep asking you questions. So I keep coming to the live events, because I'm an introvert, right? Why would I go to live events or virtual events? It's because I have a mission to be the person who understands you better than anybody else. I want to make sure that I have a clear understanding of where you're looking to go so I can get you there faster. If you want more money, I'm going to help you get more money. If you want a better relationship with your spouse, I'm going to help you get a better relationship with your spouse. If you're looking to get in shape and get fit, look, me too. Let's go together. Hence, if you're committed to personal development, no matter what it takes, surround yourself with the best people so you can become the best. Focus on the best, surround yourself with the best, you become the best. Every single week, we're going to go through the 52 weeks of wealth. We're going to continue. Wealth principle next week is number 9, which is track and focus on your net worth. Number 10 is increase your income through increments and surges. And Mitch Jorsky, since Michael Shine isn't here, can you give us the book of the week? There are 2 books this week. Do you have them?
Walter,
Yes.
I hate to fail you, but right now there's free money in crypto and I can't do that. Sorry. Like,
all right,
instant, like literally instant 9% on my money. So I'm completely distracted. So I'm sorry.
Mitch,
Things
what if
are
I told
popping
you
off.
book number 9 is Set for Life by Scott Trench? Would that change your story?
No, I'm literally arbing a free 9% instantly right now. I'm sorry, dude.
All right, Mitch Jorsky might be losing money. Let's give Mitch a big round of applause. He's
No,
out there
I'm literally making free money, like 9% every time I do a transaction.
I got you. So he's grinding away, which is important to recognize about millionaires. Sometimes they see an opportunity that nobody else sees, and in the moment of the opportunity, they take it. Hence, if you have that same tenacity to be able to do that. Excellent. Doug McGurk. Have you ever read the book If You're Not First, You're Last by Grant Cardone, or Set for Life by Scott Trench?
I actually have not read either of those. It's on my list, but I that's not on there. I mean, it's not done. It's on the list.
Well, Doug, give us your take on this wealth principle while I grab the books.
Well, the one thing, all right, sorry about all that. The one thing that where my expertise has been was and is about networking, and to what Walter was saying about having lunch with successful people. If you can get this, if you get nothing out of this philosophy, get this: surround yourself with people whose normal is what you aspire to. Right? Surround yourself with people whose normal is what you aspire to. Now, it seems like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Well, what does that really mean? That really means getting uncomfortable, because what you and I need to do to be able to do that is hang out with people who are accomplishing more, who are doing more, who are speaking a different language, who are playing on a different field. And it can be intimidating. If you're not feeling a little intimidated, the room is not big enough, right? You want to be in a spot where, man, you got to stretch, like, wow. Like hanging with with people where they're talking about deals that like you just like blow your mind. Like I last week I had lunch with a couple of guys. They have 45,000 doors. That is a lot of stuff to manage. They have a different mindset. They approach things differently. They filter things differently. So when you're hanging out and you're making those lunches, go in with that mindset, that what Walter was talking about, that belief that it's possible for you, because if it was possible for them, it's possible for you. And understand that they're looking for deals. The reason why they have so many, the reason why they're so successful is because they take massive action. They get stuff done, and they are more than happy to entertain what you have to bring to them. So I, had this lunch with them last week, and it was making an introduction, and they were just so like, hey, yeah, if you got something, come on. And this is the person they just met this person. I've become friends with them. They just met this person who I'd met and brought them, did the intro. Like, hey, we love, come on, Bray, what do you got? Here's what we love. Here's what we're looking for. Here's what we don't like. Here's our email. Here's our phone number. Come on, just keep bringing stuff, and if we like it, we'll take action. If we don't, we don't. But we're not going to look bad. No one's going to look bad upon you if you bring a deal that they don't do. And I want you to get that through your head too, because sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to look bad. I don't want to bring them something and have them go, no, I don't want to do it, and then think that means they think you bring bad deals. All they want is you to bring deals. If you don't, then they go, oh, they don't bring me anything. If you just keep bringing stuff, they go, man, okay, well, yes or no. Has anyone ever had that challenge? You're afraid that you're going to look bad, that you don't want to bring a dud. You're like, oh, all right. It's okay. There are things out there, and there are things that they won't see or you won't see that will also give you more clarity as to what it is specifically that they are looking for and aren't. But they're going to be much more happy with you bringing stuff that they don't like than you not bringing stuff that they don't know. They don't. If you don't bring it to them, they won't know, and you will then never know. Make it sense?
Let's give Doug McGurk a big round of applause. So for everybody who wants to know the books of the week, we'll slide into these really quickly. Principle number 7, who has your money, is from the book, If You're Not First, You're Last. Grant Cardone wrote this book, and it is a sales book for conversion. I actually had a friend text me this week, said, man, what's the book that I should get if I'm looking to convert more deals? If I'm talking to people and I don't know how to say the right thing, If You're Not First, You're Last is going to be imperative, because it teaches you the mindset of having the conversation being the best. It's about pushing to get more in front of more people, about having the right conversations. It teaches you who has your money and the importance of getting off of your ass and changing your own life. Answer the can if you're committed to making sure you're first in your marketplace, first in the mind of your clients, first as a solution in your space. And then the second book, If You're Not First, You're Last, Set for Life by Scott Trench, is for people who are thinking about that financial blueprint, like how to make your $1 million, how to get to that $1 million mark. And you want to do it in kind of like a slow grind, steady, consistent way. He has a 5 to 10 year approach called Set for Life. And the idea behind this, Scott Trench is actually on Bigger Pockets. Sans Camp, if you're familiar with BP, Bigger Pockets. All right. So he wrote the book, and Mike Shine absolutely loves this book. Mitch Jorsky absolutely loves this book.
I love this book.
And Darina loves this book. Darina, would you like to do the review on this book? What was the biggest thing you took out of it?
Sure. Well, I read it about 2 years ago, and it kind of gives you 3 different steps from negative or zero. If you are making less than $5,000, you gotta focus on a living frugal lifestyle, cut your subscriptions, cut unnecessary TV shows that you're paying for, anything you can cut out of your life that is not serving, just cut it out. And watch your grocery spend, just basically live a little bit, maybe in a smaller house, maybe in a smaller apartment for a period of time until you start making this $5,000 or $10,000 a month. Then you can think of investing, because you have to have income. You have to have income that is going to get you confidence. And then it goes into a 50,000 mark, and then you have $100,000 mark. That's where you start making big moves. So, and it also teaches you about buying a house with no money down. Like it's amazing book of getting you out of the negative or zero with very practical approach. It helped me a lot because we did live rent free. It's like, okay, how long can we live rent free so we can increase our income, and then we can, pay for the apartment or a house and then move on to the next level. So it's really, really, really good. And I think it maybe should be part of Foundational 5.
Whoa. Why is everybody trying to weigh in on the foundational five?
I just love this book.
The
It helped me a
foundational
lot.
five are set for a reason, right? The foundational five books are there. They are the books that I was obsessed with that got me to where I am today. I still listen to the foundational five and they still excel me forward. Set for Life is not for becoming like ultra rich. The foundational five are. The foundational five will keep you growing beyond who you are at every level. Set for Life will just help you get to a decent plan. It's better than Dave Ramsey's Full Money Makeover. So it's not, all snowball and shit and gazelle intense. Although I love Dave Ramsey and I know that Grant Cardone can't stand the guy. But for me personally, Dave helped me a lot. When I was a free spender and my money was just going nowhere, he helped me snowball and get gazelle intense. Set for Life is a great mixture for the average person. So this is a great book. If you're going to give your friends, this is friends and family. This is a book to give friends and family who are kind of not really into the entrepreneur thing. Because remember, you're different. You're a little crazy. You're a little unique. You might be a little intense for your family and friends. This is the book that could save their lives. Set for Life is a simple book. It's more functional and effective than Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad is for entrepreneurs. Set for Life is for the W-2 worker. It's for the average human being. Hence, can't we understand the difference and why it's so important for your family and friends to read this one versus the other one? We just can't expect them to ever be on the page that you're on. And that would be unfair to them anyway.
Hey, G, can I jump in?
Oh, now Mitch wants to jump in.
I'm sorry, I'm done making money. You gotta strike while the iron's hot, right? You know how things are in crypto. Something breaks, there's an opportunity to make money. So right now I'm waiting for just some money to transfer. So there's a break in the action, but I literally was just making what feels like free money. But anyway, I like Doreena's idea, except for we're gonna do it when I publish Ambitiously Lazy, which is basically a better version of Set for Life, because Set for Life is a great book, like you said, for kind of like regular folk. And that means people that aren't entrepreneurs. But there's a lot of good stuff in there because, in the end, it kind of talks about, some passive income strategies and things like that. But as we know, and as Mike Shine always says, the goal is massive income from passive income. So we need to level that up. And I think Set for Life is a great foundational book. And then our goal, as I think, I don't know, educators, for lack of a better word, is to figure out and show how to do it even better. So I'm working on that book. It's called Ambitiously Lazy, and we're going to basically 10x what Set for Life does. But I suggest reading Set for Life as a baseline blueprint. And I think, Walter, that was a good ad in terms of like sharing that with your quote unquote regular folk in your life, because we all have them. The 9-to-5ers, and they're fine with that. And
they're called
God bless
normies,
those
aren't they,
people.
Mitch? We call
What's
them
up?
normies.
Yeah, normies. That's what we call them in the crypto space, normies. No, but listen, without people that want to work 9-to-5s, we wouldn't have employees, so to speak. Right? There's nothing wrong at working a 9-to-5 if that's what you want to do. If that's, you like that structure and, you like to just basically, collect your paycheck and, enjoy your weekends and all that good stuff. So being an entrepreneur is just a different breed, so just embrace who people are. And, in Grant's book as well, the if you're not first, you're last, he talks a little bit about that in terms of leveraging your network. And that's, you can get referrals from your 9-to-5 friends because they know people. And that's one of the big things he talks about in that book is get referrals. He also talks about doing unordinary things. So earlier, Walter was talking about like creative financing and seller financing. That was like the pregame call, I think, before we got on at 10. So P.S. if you haven't been in a program, you should get in a program, because if you do that, then you get to get in the pregame call before 10 and you get to get this alpha, as we call it in crypto, the alpha. But anyway, that's my random spiel. So
Let's give Mitch Chorsky a round of applause. The Scaredy Cat Guide to Real Estate Investing, which I'm working on getting him to change that brand. I'm seeing if I can get him to change it to the Courageous Lion of real estate investing. Hence, Cam, if you understand the positive connotation to that.
we got to update that book. That book's 5 years old, and make it maybe we'll make it an AlchemistNation book. Who wants that? AlchemistNation, how to invest in real estate.
I like the idea of doing what Rich Dad Poor Dad did with his books, where this brand kind of goes with our authors and we all work together. So that has been something that we've been pitching to Mitch on the back end is, redo the real estate investment guide, the Scaredy Cat Guide to Real Estate Investing with more updates. So it's more of what he's got a lot of feedback over the last 5 years. So update that a little bit more and also make it a tool for our leaders. So our leaders can say, hey, I'm a part of Alchemist Nation. Here's our book. Here's our guide on real estate investing. So our leaders don't have to write the book. They can just leverage a book that they're supporting and behind. So let's give all of our leaders a big round of applause. Alchemist Ladies, the Networking Cocktails, the Alchemist Real Estate Investors Associations, the Multifamily Networks. What is the other one? The Alchemist Landlords. Let's give them all a round of applause. Our leaders are crushing it all across the country. 20 events happening every single month right now. And Dorina says there's 5 more being stacked on for next month. Our goal is currently to hit 100 local live monthly events with leaders who are benefiting from having impact and getting paid while creating the impact in this world that you're looking to have. So if you haven't already started an Alchemist event or an event and you want some help with it, have a conversation with Dorina. And if you already have an event and you want to maximize and fill your event, jump back into the recession-proof challenge, and we'll make sure that you get leveled up. I want to open it up to questions and shares. By the way, was this valuable? Wealth Principle 7 and 8. I want you to go into a Facebook Live today. You can pick one of the principles, whichever one really hit you the most, whatever is most congruent with your soul, and share with your community. Share with the folks on your Facebook page to let them know that you care about their finances. Let them know the little tip that you're giving them, even if you don't think they're going to care. Please care enough about them to do it anyway. Who here knows sometimes you got to do things that people aren't going to appreciate just in case? Because if it just impacts one person, if it inspires one person. By the way, I got a lot of hate last week on social media. Hence, Cam, if you saw some of that on Facebook, there's a lot of hate last week. Man, all I said was guys should make more than 100,000. That makes you a good father if you're earning, the money to be able to take care of your family, right? I'm not saying you're not a great man. I'm just saying, there are stronger men out there who do make sure that they take care of their families. Hence, Cam, if you're committed to taking care of your families, leaving a legacy, give them all the options, right? Shit. I'm not saying if you're not making it, that you suck. I'm saying if you're not making it, make it. Let's go. So anyway, I got a lot of hate verbally live. I think I lost like 60 followers out of the 13,000 followers on Facebook. I lost 60 followers. Good riddance is what I say, because the people who stuck around understood what I was saying. They weren't sensitive. They weren't easily offended by the concept of a man doing better than he has in the past, which I think if you're feeling judged by what you're currently doing, that's you. I'm saying let's grow together. I'm saying let's do more together. Hands scan if you agree. Any judgment is internal. I am 100% in love with my tribe. So
mindset.
What you didn't get to see was my DMs, my inbox. What you didn't get to see was the hundreds of people messaging me saying, thank you for that post. You've inspired me. I saw a lot of people talking shit on there, and I wanted to let you know that you woke me up. How do I get involved in your program? How do I do it? How do I start? So if you're afraid of what people might think on social media, there is somebody watching whose life you are changing, and you may never get that message, but I'm telling you, you're having an impact. Hence the camera, if you're committed to making a post today, that regardless of whether it changes somebody's life or not, you put the intention of being that intentional out there, but the intention of caring, the intention of supporting them, because that's what I put into every single one of my pieces of content. I'm thinking about one of you. I cannot, by the way, Ron knows this, I cannot make content without thinking about a human being. It's impossible. I end up sounding like a robot and like an idiot. So I think about a person that I was just having a conversation with, and that's where my content comes from. I speak into the phone as if I was Facebook Live with you, or as if I was Skyping and I was having a conversation with you, or we were on whatever the Apple chat thing is. FaceTime. That's the intention. That's the secret to my content, as I think of a person I care about and offer the advice that they asked me for. Does that make sense? So my suggestion to you is just think of somebody you care about and then give them the advice that you either wish they were asking you for or that they did recently ask you for. If you have clients asking you questions, this is the great piece of content to put out there. If you're looking to raise capital and your investors have questions, this is a good type of video to put out there and say, yeah, this is why you should do this. This is why I did this. This is why this makes sense. And Scam, if you understand, you got to put your knowledge out there into the world. There's no guarantees that it will come back immediately, but that good positivity going out there creates impact, whether you ever find out or not. That being said, let's open it up to questions. Let's give everybody on the call a round of applause. We started off with like 15 people in the breakout room, and then we shifted up to 24, and now we're at 68. So for everybody who comes back every single week, you contribute to both the strength of this network, the knowledge of your community, and the people around you. So one more time, let's give you a round of applause for showing up, especially for the folks who've been here 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, the OGs. Unmute the mic. First to unmute gets to go. Then you know the rules. Just, unmute the mic. Just say words. Go ahead, Christina.
Me?
Yeah, girl.
I wasn't on mute.
Yeah, but you were smiling, so I love your smile.
Oh my God. Thank you. You always give me good advice anyway. I come here every week on Saturdays when, sometimes something happens, but I love it. And last week, I think it was 2 weeks ago, you told me, sell everything. Yeah, I have.
There was context behind it, though. I listened to you and your situation. I didn't just say sell everything.
I know.
I just want to be very clear for everybody else who's listening. I really listened to her, and it made sense for her and her unique situation.
Yeah, but it's like so funny. Like opportunities fall on my lap like all the time. It's like I don't ask for it; it's just fall. And now I got presented with another business. I don't know what to do. I'm like losing sleep as it is right now. So yeah.
Let's give Christina a round of applause. Did you hear that affirmation? Good opportunities just seem to fall in my lap. It just happens. They just all these good opportunities. Fantastic mindset. What else? Go ahead. I see you unmuted. Roland, go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So what I say to what you were saying earlier, attention, money follows attention. And that's one of the things I heard Grant Cardone say, and I think that's very true. And
well, yeah, they say I'll finish paying off my car.
Yeah, and you're great. Yeah, and you're a great speaker. And I can't imagine anything that you were saying that was to harm anyone, right? And sometimes people take things the wrong way. If they do, that's fine. Like you said, good riddance for the people who don't get the message. But there are those of us out here, like myself and many other people on this call, who internalize that message in a way that motivates us to continue to go toward our goals. One of my goals right now is still to, purchase this real estate business, and still waiting for the due diligence paperwork, which is why what's the holdup for me, passing the information around to get my financing, but I'm still working on it, right? And so your motivation, you continuing to speak and having us go down that right path is keeping me motivated to continue to follow that business, even though the seller taking, his time and getting me the paperwork again. So I want to say thank you. I want to say keep talking. I used to work at the university a while ago, and a wise man once told me, keep talking because you never know when they're listening. So just keep talking.
Let's give Roland a round of applause. I love that advice. This goes to everybody, goes to your kids, goes to your family, goes to your business partners. It goes to the people that you want to raise up, your community. Just keep talking because you don't know when they're listening. Dorina says it to me all the time. She's like, man, I feel like you talked about that before. Why do they keep asking that question? it's relevant. We got to say, I got to go back and be like, here's what 70% rule is. Here's what ARV is. Here's what return on equity is. Like, it's just relevant. You know, this is why we reach out to 10 people every day. And for anybody who doesn't know what Roland's doing, Roland is buying a property management company. So there's a lot of moving pieces in the acquisition process and working with the person who owns that property management company. Then once he locks it down, once he fully gets the contract down, then he's going to be looking for investors to invest in his deal, because there's an opportunity there for some equity, for some cash flow, for some, I think for interest possibly. So Roland will, if you don't already have his contact information, really good guy. I've met him in Tampa. I think a couple different places in Florida. Let's give him a round of applause. Go ahead, Claudia. Or Richard Ellison. I mean, whoever unmutes first. Go ahead,
I'm unmuted. I just wanted to say, Roland, you are so right. You never know who's listening, because I put all kinds of verbal vomit on Facebook often, usually very personal. And I get a lot of people who come to me privately or in my DMs and thank me for the things I'm saying, because they have inspired them or they've helped them with a problem, or it's just good to know they're not alone in what they're dealing with.
Let's give Andrea a round of applause. Keep doing it, sister. There are a lot of people out there who are in a place of pain. I think Jen Sullivan did this for a while. She was like very honest about the pain she was in, and it attracted a lot of people who were in pain, had those problems. Go ahead, Rich.
I was going to
Claudia, I know
say,
you've been patient.
the reason you got a lot of hate this week was one of the ways to persuade people is you first make them realize their pain or their problem or challenge, and you really pushed in, and some people responded strongly to that, and that's okay, right? And then you can solve the pain.
It's true. It was I wasn't certain what the results would be. I was just responding to somebody who I spoke to earlier. I had a great conversation with a gentleman who was saying to me, he's like, man, like, I feel like I haven't been able to be a father the way I'm supposed to be a father. And I know it's because I haven't wanted more for my kids, and I just want more. And I responded back. What that post that you saw was me responding back to him. I just copied and pasted it and I put it over. Mm-hmm. And that was 100% it was just me giving feedback to a man who was crying, like a man who was in emotional pain, just saying, hey, look, like, I haven't been my best version of myself, and like, I need your help. And so I just gave him that kind of feedback. I just agreed with him, and then gave him a little twist, a little turn there. So awesome. Let's give Richard Ellison a round of applause. Man,
Thank
I love that.
I was going to say, there's not a single father in this world that doesn't want the world for their kids. And that's a pain, because it's very hard to give them everything.
100%. But the right tool that you can give them is your mindset. The most powerful thing that you will inevitably pass to them, no matter what, whether you're doing it intentionally or not, will be your mindset. And the best work you can do is get your mind right. Mm-hmm. You get your mind right, and then you know for sure they're going to be okay. Go ahead, Claudia.
Check this out. Here is how you what you do, my man. And first of all, I appreciate it, man, and all you guys that are in it, of course, y'all know that. But when you take a stand like that and you put it out there and you're bold about what you're doing, is you understand who it is that stands for you and who's with you and who's not. So it's a beautiful way to be able to skin out the fat and get to the real beef, you know? So it's a beautiful thing. I say do it, man. You've been a beautiful example of anybody who's kind of shy or shaken about doing it. We all need to be bold. The people that are on the right side of the economy are the people who have something to present are usually bold. It's just a part of being there, you know, and those who aren't, we got to get used to doing that. So the whole saying goes like this: you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and then you see who's with you and who's not.
I love that. Let's give Eric Florney a round of applause. He stood on stage at the 100 Millionaire Summit. Humble, just humble, honest, authentic, and he brought us a very cool rap. Hence, Cameron, if you were at the summit, you remember Eric's time on stage. Let's give him a big round of applause. We also donated the mastery program to Eric, because I said I knew coming to the summit I was going to donate that program to one person who was going to be a game changer for this community, and Eric Florney so far is proving me right. So let's one more time give him a big round of applause. There are certain people in this world who you just know when you connect with them, they got that passion to serve others. And Eric is also a minister. He's been in youth ministry, helping children see, you know, how to become better, how to get them out of problems. So just amazing the community that we're building and developing. Go ahead, Claudia. I know you've been so patient.
No, I just want to say that you should be grateful that reading the text you are putting on. I think you should be like, I admire because you say, actually, I'm so happy that everybody's reading it. Who cares the reaction? You know, they are reading it. You should be proud of yourself. You know, you are touching lives every second, every day. And you've been doing it. I mean, that I've been here for 4 years. So, you know, blessings, you know, be grateful for it. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity that you should be like, okay, I'm touching lives. You know, people, we cannot be, you know, there is people who don't like us out there. It's okay. You know, we're giving our 200%, not even 100, 200%. We're giving it and you take it. So you should be grateful.
Let's give Claudia a round of applause. It's true. 1/3 will love you no matter what you do. 1/3 will hate you no matter what you do. And 1/3 are not going to care about you no matter what you do, what you're selling, who you are, and how you could help them. So it is important to keep that 1/3 of people in your life and take care of them. Spend time with them, invest in them, pour into them because they love you no matter what. They're going to pour into you anyway. So make sure that when they're around you, the people in your life who love you, they truly love you, who truly are in line with you, please make sure it's worth being around you. I know you do. I know that's the nature of everybody on this call, but just know that that's the best part about life is like when you find the people who love you no matter what and you give to them, it always comes back. It always helps them. Like it's just a really good synergy. That's what AlchemistNation, what our core mission is. I just want to surround you with people who understand you, who care about you and want to do business with you, who trust you, who know you, who like you, and are ready to like grow and to do things that you're looking to do in this world. And Scam, if you got some good ideas to help this world, make it a better place. And Scam, if you got some things, you think there's some things that could be fixed and you think you might be aware, you might have realized that you're the one to fix them. And Scam, if you know you're the one, there's nobody else doing it. You got to be the one, right? Awesome. Go ahead. Unmute the mic. I see you.
Say, why not us, right? Instead of why us, why not us, right?
Why not us, Russ? This is something that me and Mike have said multiple times on calls. He'd be like, well, you know, should I do this? I'm like, dude, why not? Why not you? You know, why not us? Why not be the one?
Yeah. I was talking to a former girlfriend who's going to be quite melancholy at times about mindset and how important. She agreed. Mindset is very important. I said, there you go. Just saying. Right?
There it is. Why not? Give Russ a round of applause. Go ahead, Lorraine.
I wanted to share something you said when you said that your investors will be mad at you for the deals you don't bring them as opposed to the deals that you do bring them. Don't ever assume that you know what is best for someone else. Because I had someone that had been referred to me that was looking for a duplex or a quad and couldn't find him anything. It was like 1.5 years later, and I had another client who's raising capital for his multifamily syndication. And I put the two of them together. I said, this may not be up your alley, but I finally closed his personal residence and then an investment property last year. And he said, I have made so much money because of you. And that introduction, you are my go-to for everything. So don't assume that you know what is right for that other person. Let them make that decision.
100%. Let's give Lorraine a round of applause. She's on the mission to help agents become investors. We know that who knows, by the fastest way to build millionaires is real estate. We've kind of been convinced of this. We know the path. So in our mission to automate the millionaire building process, we figured something out in AlchemistNation. Me, Darina, Ron, Mark, Frank, Steven, Mike, Mitch, Mark, I said, as we've been getting together and Doug, as we've been getting together and like figuring out like, what is this process? We started realizing, because Doug actually trained real estate agents for years for Tony Robbins. He would go into real estate offices for real estate agents and train them on the mindset that, you know, you need to be successful in real estate. And we kind of all were just collaborating. And over the last year, we started realizing that if real estate builds millionaires and agents are responsible for every single, like it's like 99% of real estate transactions, an agent is involved. Then if we could shift the mindset of an agent to build millionaires because real estate agents do build millionaires. True or true? Hence, we understand they're on every transaction, right? If we could teach them how to raise the capital for their clients and how to find the off-market deals that have equity, and then how to put good property management in place, then we could automate the millionaire building process simply by pouring into real estate agents. Simply by pouring this knowledge, this education, this inspiration, the tools to do this into real estate agents, we could, in theory, build 1 million millionaires just by one high leverage component. And Lorraine totally agrees.
I was going to say, yeah, and getting the real estate agents to also become the investors, because especially last year, I had a conversation with an agent. My client's listing was the 6th house. She had a VA buyer. She's like, no one will take a VA loan. Please let them be accepted. My husband wants me to retire. I can't retire. And so I said, well, why not? And she said, because I don't have any retirement. So I asked her how old she was. She said she was 65. I asked her if she had any real estate, if she owned any assets. She said no. That is the biggest problem. That is my goal, is to get real estate agents to become the investors, so they have a plan B, so they have something to retire on, so they have a crazy market with no inventory and no commission checks coming in. They've got rent coming in. They've got something coming in.
Let's give Lorraine Beatty a round of applause. We got on Wednesday, workwithinvestors.com, the 7 streams of income for investor-friendly realtors. If you've been on it before, I'm updating it this week. This week, I'm going to be showing agents how to make $1 million in a single year. I'm going to be showing you how to make it in 6 months, because the 100 Millionaire Summit is coming up November 3rd and the 5th, and I'm starting to feel the pressure to build my 100 millionaires. I want to get my remaining 66 people across the stage, and so I've been sweating it out in the gym every day doing legs as a way to motivate myself to keep it focused on a single target. Hence the camera, if you understand, every day of legs is painful. It is exhausting. It is also exhilarating. It is intense. I know I'm different from everybody else because I don't know another person doing legs every single day at the gym, except for all the girls at the gym. So I'm the only guy that I know doing legs every single day at the gym. And so that makes me different. And it gets me excited because every time I hit the squat rack, I think about, how do I build 100 millionaires in a year? Every time I hit the squat rack, it's a trigger that I put in my head, and I put more weight on just to increase that intensity and the desire to solve the problem. Hence the camera, if you understand, that is anchoring. That is NLP. It's something that Doug and Terry Wager are very experienced in. And what we use in this the skill set is agents build millionaires. The 7 streams of income can be built within 30 days. And if an agent builds it properly, they can become a millionaire. It really is taking what Lorraine just shared and our whole philosophy around the right network, building 100 millionaires, that whole right network concept that builds millionaires in 3 to 6 months. Now, not everybody will do it properly, in which case I will push you a little bit harder. You may see my intensity increase. But for the people who do it properly, they will see the results fast. I'm going to share with you on the webinar. This will be Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is free. I'm not charging anything. I'm not asking for money on anything. All I'm asking for are for 66 people to commit to doing what will make them a millionaire this year. And obviously, I'm asking for a little more. Let's give Doug McGurk a big round of applause, Bobby. He's jumping off. Awesome. Thank you, Doug. So I'm asking for 66 people to go all in, go hard on one philosophy, one strategy for 6 months, because the 100 Millionaire Summit is 10 months away, is 7 months away. So I'm giving myself a 30-day pad to get your shit together. And Scam, if we understand, I'm asking you to do it all in. If you got kids, I'm asking you to tell the kids, look, mommy or daddy's got to go make $1 million this year. Like, you're going to have to sit there quietly while I do what it takes, because Uncle G said I got to do it this year. He said, look, if Uncle G said I'm making calls, you're making calls with me, right? If he said we're going to go do a networking event, the kids are coming with me, or my mom or my dad or my cousin or the babysitter is going to babysit the kid. Hence, if we understand, we got to make it work this year. This is not the year for excuses. This is a fucking recession. This is the year to grow. It's the year to explode. It's the year to take ground. There will not be another opportunity like this. You must build your network. You must take the actions. These next 6 months are critical to your success. If you do not make it in these next 6 months, I offered the opportunity. It's your fault. Hence, if you can live with that, you're going to have to, no matter what. No matter what, the 6 months will pass. No matter what, the summit will happen November 3rd to the 5th. No matter what, we'll be in Orlando. There will be people crossing the stage. The question is, will it be you? I hope so. I want it to be. I'm looking at 60 people on the screen right now, and I hope you're the ones. I truly do, because you're familiar to me, and I like you already. But I can't guarantee your success. Only you can guarantee that you want it bad enough. Only you can guarantee that you can get out of the bullshit in your own fucking head. I can do it. I can make the $1 million. Whether you will do what it takes, whether you will do exactly what I tell you, how I tell you, when I tell you, that's going to be up to you. Hence, if you understand, I won't ask you to do anything I haven't already done a bunch of times already. I made this million multiple times. We're running 20 live events every single month. My goal is to get to 100 before the summit. And the only way that I'm going to help build millionaires, the only way I'm going to get you to be a millionaire is you're going to have to run more than one event. I run multiple events. I have Darina do it. I'm going to give you access to my team. I'm going to give you access to my tools. I'm floating the bill for most of this. And if you understand, I want to get this done. All I need is your commitment. That's it. Wednesday, 5 p.m. The link is workwithinvestors.com.
My mom's committed
Hell yes. We will see.
to be a millionaire.
Look, I
This year.
believe that you believe that your mom will be a millionaire. You just got to ask your mom, do you believe? Do you believe it bad enough to do what it takes?
That's why I'm here every day, all the days, early AF.
Let's give DJ and her daughter a big round of applause. I love seeing the family involved because you know what? What's your daughter's name, DJ? What's your kid's name?
This is Sophia.
Sophia, your mom's going to be working very hard. She's going to need your help. Will you help? You do whatever it takes. Awesome. Let's give Sophia a big round of applause.
She already does.
Family on board.
She'd be telling everybody, you need a realtor? My mom's a realtor.
You need to buy a house? I got a realtor.
She's the investment consultant. She builds millionaires. From now on, that's what she does. She builds millionaires. She's building 100 millionaires.
Yeah,
Next
she
5 years.
building
They get on board or
100
not?
millionaires at 10 years old. She can be the next Walter Amarillo, female style.
Much prettier version. Awesome. Let's take one more question. I see you rolling. Go ahead, brother.
So 2 things. You said the link is workwithinvestors.com because I want to be in. I'm interested in that.
Hell yeah. It's workwithinvestors.com. I'm looking to get Ron to see if he can own 7 streams of income. Ron, can we own that domain? I'd love that.
Another thing, I am the president-elect of the National Association of Residential Property Managers of Tampa, and I want to invite you to come talk to that group. I got to figure out what would be good for you. So I don't know how to get that coordinated with the team or what have you. So if you let me know, I'll get everything set up so you can come talk to our association.
Hell yeah. Let's give Roland a round of applause. Send a message to Darina. It's darina.pagodina@gmail.com and she'll take care of it.
Okay.
It's Pagodina, not Pogodina, just in case you read that. But Roland, I would absolutely love to speak with them. And I think that Darina and we may have some tools that can help you grow that association a little bit bigger, a little bit faster. And I'd definitely be interested to work with you on that. And I will make sure that it's super affordable for you.
Right. So we'll talk about it offline. I mean, the National Association of Residential Property Managers is like a GTAR. And so they are already a big 5,000 member group that's national. I'm just the president-elect for the local chapter. I've been voted in as the president-elect for the local chapter. And so I don't know what their I don't know how they work with other investors. What I want you to come do is really talk to our local property management companies that are in the group and provide them your wisdom and knowledge on how they can grow their business potentially, or how they connect with investors and things like that. So for me personally, I don't know what they're going to let me do from the national perspective.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just talking about your version of it. Because you obviously benefit from running that. So I want to sit down with you. We'll talk about how you benefit and how you can benefit that group more. And absolutely, man, I love to have that conversation. So because property managers are necessary for building millionaires. Yeah. Agents, property managers, contractors, financing. Yep, we need them all. The dirty dozen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give Roland a round of applause. Great opportunity to serve at a higher level. Ladies and gentlemen, I know how much work you're putting in. I know that I'm putting the pressure on. You got to understand, it's not you, it's me. I have to put the pressure on. I am the one with the timeline. I am the one with the deadline to build 100 millionaires for this 100 millionaires summit this year. So I understand, like, if it's too much pressure for you, then I thank you for taking the pressure. That's all. That's all I'm saying. But I promise you that it's only emotional. The actual work to get there is very simple. The actual work to become a millionaire is very simple. It is all emotional. It is all mindset. The heavy lifting will be up here. The actual work and tactics, we will do most of it, but you have to show up as the right person. You have to show up with the right mindset. You have to do that work. There's nothing I can do for you there. I can make the suggestions. I can give you the books. I can show you how to get the hypnosis sessions done if that's what you need. I can teach you. I can show you who the coaches are to get your mindset right, but you have to do the work. Hence, if you're committed, you understand you are the only person who could change your life. I can give you a path, but a map is only as good as your dedication to get there. All right? The map is only as good as how bad do you want it? Do you have the burning desire to be successful this year? Do you have the burning desire to say, you know what, I'm not doing it 5 years from now, I'm doing it this year, right? Can you commit to say, you know what, I know for sure I can do it in 5 years. But I also believe that if I have the right guidance, I have the right system, I can do it this year. I'm telling you, you can. I'll show you how to do it on Wednesday. I'll make sure that Wednesday you leave with a blueprint. You leave with an actual strategy that involves 7 streams of income, because it's going to take 7 streams, not just one. Because we're talking about doing this in 6 months. We're talking about doing this in a short period of time. So it's going to take an infusion of multiple streams. Hence, if you understand, that's called vertical integration. Vertical integration gives you an unfair advantage. It gives you a way to get more from the same client without making the client suffer, with speeding up the client's process. So we're going to be talking about vertically integrating 7 streams of income. That's how we're going to build millionaires this year. It's my unfair advantage. It's my hack. It's my secret unfair advantage. That makes me better at this than anybody else. You know why we're better at this than anybody else? We're the only ones who do it. There is literally nobody out there focused on building millionaires. There's people who wrote books. Like my buddy Mark Victor Hansen, he's like, I'm going to build 1 million millionaires just by writing a book. It's possible. It is possible that his book, The 1 Minute Millionaire, is building 1 million millionaires. I don't know for sure. I'm the only one I know who tracks it. I'm the only one I know who actually tracks their net worth. I'm the only one I know who actually keeps an eye on them and sees how they're doing and where they're at and what's working and what's not working. Because I'm absolutely obsessed with your success. I'm absolutely obsessed with the idea of building millionaires. I wake up every day. I go to the gym. You ask Dorina. She sometimes gets pissed off. I'll come back from the gym. I'll come cuddle in bed with her for like a minute. And she'll be like, how was the gym? I'm like, I came up with a great idea to build millionaires. She's like, fuck, not right now. I just woke up. And it's if you understand, your spouse might not get it. You might be a little intense sometimes. That's okay. That's okay. That's what the gym's for. Get it out. So for each of you, I know it's going to be work, but I promise it'll also be fun. I promise you'll be doing it with this tribe right here. A lot of really good people who are going to help a lot of people. You cannot get rich. You cannot make $1 million in 6 months without helping a shit ton of people. There will be a fuck ton of people whose lives change in a beneficial, massive way because you came this way, because you made this commitment to make $1 million in a year, not $1 million in 5 years. Hence, if you understand, you have to help a lot of people. And the process I'm going to give you is going to force you into servitude of a lot of people. Hence, if you're okay with serving others, if you're all right with it. All right. All right. Now, I've got a great team. We talked about this earlier, a team that is working hourly. I have an amazing team. I have probably the best team of international partners in the world. I see Michelle is on here. We've had Feli working with us for a long time, even though she's currently in a different position. I got Corinne on here, who manages all of our HR, handles all of our international partners. There's a couple of other new hires on here. Dorina, can you point out our new hires so I know who they are?
Yes, we have Liana, please wave. You're right there. We have Joanna and we have Sant. Right.
Let's give the ladies in the Philippines a big round of applause. Our international partners, our international friends, they are doing a lot of work behind the scenes. They are paid hourly. but they're very, very good at what they do. And they're very, very caring about this community. So if one of them messages you, just know they are messaging on my behalf. And if one of them tells you to wire them money, just know I didn't say that. It's scary, you understand? We don't wire anybody money ever. If you see an account that's bald like me and looks like me and talks like me with posting videos like me, but they ask you for money for their fucking crypto project, that's not me. If they ever ask you for money, that's also not me. Hand scan if you understand. I don't want your money. If I'm taking money from you, I will have spent a lot of money building a beautiful, sexy landing page, and you will have to go to a landing page that is legitimate, and you will hear me say it on one of these calls. Hand scan if you understand. I want to protect you, but there are shysters out there. There are some fools out there who think that this community is dumb. Like, we're not. We're a very intelligent community. If I'm asking you for money, it is very clear. It is very specific. It will be directly from me or from Darina or from Ron or from Steven, and it'll be on a landing page that we have spent money to build to protect you. So do not give money to anybody on the Instagram, on the Facebooks. And my team knows better. My team will make sure that you're only being offered free opportunities. Hence, if you're cool, you like free? Hell yeah. There's nothing free about it. We spent a lot of money to build these assets. We spent a lot of money, spent a lot of time to build the things that you are going through for free. So let's give all of our team a big round of applause, putting all the effort behind the scenes. Hell yeah. Let's give all of our investors a big round of applause for all the money they invested into this community. By the way, if you bought one of our programs, if you bought into Mastery, if you bought into the Recession Proof Challenge, if you bought Alchemist Connect, if you've bought anything through Alchemist Financial, if you bought anything through Alchemist Nation, any of our programs, mentorship, mastermind, you're one of our investors. You're somebody who's invested in this community. You're somebody who's helped us build out the AI, the websites, the things that are building Millionaires, the videos, the teams that have recorded everything, documented everything, processed everything. So let's give you a round of applause as well. Thank you for helping us build Millionaires. I appreciate everything that you do for us. If you failed, if you've made a mistake, if you've asked me a question, if you jumped on one of our calls and spoken, you're also a part of the process. If you're one of the students that I work with, if you're Melanie Santos or Greg LeBlanc, my personal students, I build a lot of what we do for the rest of the community based on my one-on-one coaching sessions with my top clients, because their problems are problems you will face one day. They're already hitting them. They're playing at a whole other level. They're playing at the big leagues. So we're building whatever challenges they're having. I'm looking at how do we build this so that the rest of the community doesn't solve these problems. All right, me and Melanie talked about the fungus among us this week, and she's like, no, I'm good. Like, well, then it's the rest of the community. We got to go build that. So, if you're having fun with this process, we're building Millionaires. We're automating it. My goal is for you to build 100 millionaires. We're going to make it easy for you. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. I'll see you next week.